good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, let me thank Black Buck for inviting me for their student seminar. Very honestly, this part of the day is time for me to have a siesta. That's where I am in my life. Post lunch, it's time for me to take a break. That's how I can last till about 9:30 in the evening. But my affection towards all you young students is so high. I said, okay, I'll forego my siesta for today to come and talk to you. So therefore, I hope I'll do a little bit of justice for my sleep to make sure that you get motivated at the end of the day. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen now.
Okay. So what I'm going to talk about is how we see. No, sorry, I think I got the wrong one up. Give me 1 minute. No, I think I got the right one. Yeah. Transforming engineering education, emerging scenarios is what I titled my talk as. So I'll do it in about 4 parts right now. And I'll make sure that it's 2:31, I believe. And I will make sure I'll probably get it done by about 3:05, 3:10 at the max, so that I'll also leave some time for questions. I have a hard stop at 3:25. I need to get into one other conference at 3:30. So the parts that I'm planning to do is first give you a reality check on where we are in the current scenario in the world. Then I will say what has transformed in the last 5 weeks. Thereafter, I want to talk about how there are new technologies which are emerging and what opportunities they present to all of you. So that's the 3 parts I have. So don't get overtly concerned about the current situation. But I want to present it to you because this is the reality. I keep saying this, unless all of us realize what the reality is, we probably would be much more disappointed than what we would do otherwise. Number of people in the world right now compare today's crisis that we have because of the COVID-19 crisis with a number of crises this world has gone through. And they keep saying, no, we went through a number of crises, we got over them, so we will do the same with this one too. But people have to realize that it is not the same as what it is today. The other crises were not the same as what it is today. You look at the recent past that happened was the 2008, it's called global financial crisis. That is when what happened was there was subprime crisis in terms of interest rates, and the American stock exchange on a single day lost somewhere between 30% to 35% of the market cap. Financially, it was a big disaster. Just to give you a data point, between European banks and the American banks, they lost $1 trillion of hard cash uh, because of the crisis that they had. They overexposed themselves, too much of risk. It's a financial loss. Thereafter, I think it took about another $5 trillion of money to be pumped into the economies around the world to make sure that the economy came back. The second one that comes to people's mind is all about the 9/11 or what happened in 2001. Certainly, yes, life was lost. There was as many as about 4,000 people who got killed on a single day, 3,000 people who got killed in a single particular day. And what really it impacted was the airline industry. For about a week, none of the aircraft were flying in the United States. The rest of the world, were all flying. It was a fairly major impact. Economies did take a shock, but it recovered back. The one which not many people know, and there's a lot of it written about, and I have an opportunity to talk to 2 people who had some experience around that, is the 1918, 1920, the Spanish flu epidemic. Loss of life was very high. People at that point of time did not have the same ability to count as what we are doing today. We probably count the last person that's impacted or probably has disappeared. But they say that somewhere between 17 crores to 20 crores of people disappeared from this world because of the Spanish flu. Whereas it also impacted the economies quite considerably. And it was actually very frightening to hear some of the stories. I have a friend of mine who's a CFO of an American company whose grandmother is 97 years. And yesterday on a call, he was sharing with me all the ghastly stories his grandmother tells him. She was born around that time. So as she grew, I believe her parents and her grandparents used to say. But trust me, today's crisis is no comparison because it is affecting two things which did not happen in the past. It is affecting lives as well as the livelihood. Look at what's happening to the industry at this point of time. Every industry has slowed down, whether it's automobile, whether it's steel, or you look at petroleum products. I just wanted to get a flavor for what it is. The electricity demand has also gone down. So, what has done well at this point of time is increase in smartphone usage, or understandably, with the lockdown that we have, there is more amount of TV viewership. What is further very concerning is the fact that how much amount of unemployment that we have. In India, we talk about the migrant labor crisis, etc. We also don't have very good methodologies by which we can still track the real unemployment. Truly, I think countries like America do that quite a bit. And just give you a flavor where it is, even in the 2007 global financial crisis, the unemployment was no more than 6%. Whereas what it is today, right now, is somewhere in the range of about 12.5 to 13%. It has recovered a little bit as unlocking is happening in US. So the sum total of the story I'm saying is it is definitely a concerning situation that we are all in. Here is what we believe the economists tell us will the recovery will be. If you look at the economy recoveries, then they take what is called a V shape. That is, there is first a drop, and thereafter it will recover back. Or the economy is recovered in such crisis into yet another thing called the U. They go down, drop, then they stay back for a while, then they come up to where they were. Or they can be an L, which means that it drops down and continues at a lower level for long times to come. Our belief is that it will be more of an extended U. It has dropped down dramatically. It's bottoming out at this point of time. So therefore, it'll take a while before it comes back, or probably they call it as a tick mark because it'll come here, stay back for a while, and then come up back into where it is. So the situation today on the ground is extremely concerning. High levels of unemployment, economy not doing well. So there should be, reality is, yes, it is concerning. But we saw something very interesting happening also in the last, say, 10 to 12 weeks. That's since when many parts of the world have started lockdown.